Here's the old one. And I'm glad the new one came with tie rod ends because that end is shot, clamped out. Book says you don't have to take the sway bar loose. It says just roll it up as high as we go. This hump right here. But it was just becoming too much of a fight. So I actually unbolted the saddles from the subframe. There's only 4 more bolts, so it's no big deal. So I left it in there, but I just unbolted and slid it back. And it gave me a little more room. And it was just, out of all the mess I took out, it was just these 4 extra bolts. So no big deal. So we'll eat some lunch, then we'll put the new one in and put it back together. Looks a little better. Slid in place. I'm just going to move this sway bar back up, bolt the saddles down. See where this goes here, this goes here. So we'll get the sway bar in place, and then we'll bolt the racket pinion down. See where that boss goes right there. Reassemble it. Get it all back together, and then we'll do the programming, and then we'll send it over to get the tow set for the run. It is so humid and nasty out here that my lens is fogged. So you're gonna have like a fogged effect. I don't want to touch the lens and try to clean it. It'll clear up eventually. So you're gonna be looking at a screen recording for this section. One thing I didn't do, a lot of the modules in cars nowadays, they come blank. It's just cheaper for the manufacturer to send it with no VIN specific data, when you can just take the data out of the old module, put it in the new module. That way they can just send one module for any car, no matter what options it has. You're supposed to do what they call an inhale exhale procedure, provided the module you have works. If it doesn't, you got to go through a whole different scenario, which is what we got to do now, because I did not take the information out of the old gear. So you go through this procedure, and you take the information out, put a new module in, or gear in this case, and put it right back in. Well, I knew it was going to take me a while to do the gear. Matter of fact, this is the next day. Someone might have needed the computer, and the data might have got lost or whatever. So we're going to have to do what they call as-built. Basically, we're getting on the internet, getting the information from the manufacturer for this vehicle. Is this our VIN? It is. You gotta be careful with body shop vehicles. They'll change the door on you. You won't have the right van. Basically, the best place to get it is off the dash in front of the windshield. All right. Yes. Gotta have a solid internet connection. If you don't have internet nowadays, you can't fix cars. This is crazy. Alright, so let's see if we got any codes. If you get a car that comes in and they got a weird problem, even if it's a check engine light, especially on a hybrid vehicle, unless you're trying to pull a specific code, your best option is pulling all continuous codes, because you never know what might be related. You know, one thing can be related to another. It just helps you out. It takes a little longer, but I mean, it doesn't hurt anything for sure. I mean, a lot of times, you know, when a car comes in with a check engine light, I'll just go straight for the BCM and pull codes. But in a case like this, it's a wrecked vehicle. The battery is completely dead. I mean, anything you gotta do, it's gotta have a charger or a jump box on it. And you know, everything's so interconnected today on these cars. I'm working on a steering gear problem, but I don't want to go straight for the steering gear module. I want to do all the codes, see if anything relates, you know, that could be causing a problem. I might miss out on that information if I want to write to the gear. So as you can see, we got a ton of ABS codes, communication codes. So I mean, they still got some problems here. So like right here, this code right here, this is U023A, lost communication with the image processing module. And if we go down to our module network test, that module fails a network test. So either it's equipped and it's not working, or it's not equipped, but our power steering gear is looking for it. I couldn't find it. So this one's important though. We lost communication with the steering angle sensor. Steering angle sensor module. Right? Our gear needs, that has to work. So let's see if we got that communicated. So I'm going to back up and we'll do a network test. We'll see where everything's at on the network. One thing I did notice is the tire pressure light's on, but I always check tire pressure, especially when I get the tires off of the vehicle, wheels off. They're all set to the correct pressures, but may not be programmed. They may have put a sensor in or whatnot. So I will, as a courtesy, try to program the sensors. It's real easy to do. I'll show you how to do it. I don't know if it has a camera or not. Look. I don't see no camera. Got a lot of modules. All right. We don't have a power steering. Excuse me. Park assist. I had trouble putting that as-built in, so this gear may still be programmed for the car it came out of. It's junkyard gear. So I think that's why we're cropping up with these codes here. So I got to try to do as-built again. That can be difficult sometimes. Sometimes you gotta unplug the module, which I don't want to do because I already got the car on the ground. So I'm gonna do a little digging and we will check back. So at this point in the process, I have had to kind of back up and punt. So right now we're going to do the actual as built. All right, and it gives us quite a few options here. You can kind of pause the video and read through this stuff, but I've opted to put this code in manually for the steering gear, just because I just didn't want to have any troubles, and it's not very much code. I mean, as you can see, we've only got 3 lines of code there, 01, 02, and 03. So then we go to the screen and we manually input this code. Now what I was doing before, I just I was doing program module installation, and I wasn't doing as built, even though I said I was going to do as built. I'm just so used to doing it that way, I got confused and forgot. And basically what I did was I took the information out of the gear I put in there and put it right back into the same gear. So that's why it didn't work. I needed to take the information out of the old gear to put it in a new gear so the options would be correct and those codes wouldn't crop up. So now we've entered all our lines of code in, and we get a pass complete, and we'll see where we're at here. So I'm all done with that. We're just going to go right back, and we don't need to do network testing anymore. We want to make sure these codes disappear. We got to get rid of all these communication codes. So we're going to clear those out, and hopefully everything's copacetic. Looks good. Pass, pass, pass. There's our power steering control module. We got a pass. And we still got some issues down here. I think this is where they'd been working on it before they brought it to me. And got something all messed up there, but still not happy. Now if we go look at the code for that, it's pretty insane. That's a ton of code. It's like, I don't know, 15, 20 lines, something like that. So I don't have the old module, so we must do as built because they've got a new module in there and we don't have the old one. It's nothing to
take the information from and put it into it. So we're going to go back and we're going to do as built on that. Now there's so much code that I'm just going to do it automatic. It's instantaneous. I mean, just that quickly is done. It put in all that code. I'd been there forever typing that out. And then I had to print it off, and I wrote it down or something like that. And you miss one line, and then it screws it all up, and you got to do it again. So we're good there. Let's go back and clear the codes and see if what we got. Now I don't have a mouse for this laptop, so it's this mouse pad. It takes forever to move the mouse around. That's why it's all herky-jerky. It's amazing how many modules are in these vehicles. So all those modules are equipped and they pass. All those cleared out, and there's still that many more modules that the vehicle's not equipped with. It's just insane how many modules there are. So we're good to go. I'm gonna call that fixed. I didn't show you the before, but man, you couldn't turn the wheel. It took about 4 horsepower to, and you had to get right after that thing to turn it. So there's something to be said about this job. If you're, a mechanic nowadays, the old past ways of doing things, it was like I became a mechanic to, put big parts on, figure out what the parts were and put them on and ship the car down the road. But nowadays you got to be a computer guy. I mean, you got to be proficient with a scan tool, internet savvy, all that stuff. I mean, to repair these cars. And we had a full 50-50 mix on this thing. We couldn't even diagnose this car without access to the internet and manipulating the scan tool, going through the internet. The gear was actually $1,200. It's about 3 hours labor. So I mean, that's a chunk of change. They're going to be just under $2,000 for this repair. You definitely don't want to misdiagnose it. So, we did that. Then we had to do some, replace some hard parts and do some suspension work and, subframe. It's got to be aligned. And then we're back to the computer again when we get done. Clearing out all the codes. We had some communication codes that would not clear. We had a problem with the old gear sted, the old information in it, and the car it came out of had different options in the car. I just put it in, so it kept flagging, all these codes that, if you weren't careful, you start chasing when they shouldn't be chased at all. It was just a programming issue. So we originally, on the gear, it only had 3 lines of code. So I manually put it in to make sure. That's what we were in for. I want to make sure it took. And then the SCCM steering control steering. I didn't know the name, the acronym is. It's in here. It's a module behind the steering wheel. It controls all these switches on the steering wheel and turn signals and all that crap. Anyway, it wasn't programmed. I don't know if they put one in on their own or what the situation was, but that thing had like 15 lines of code. So I did the automatic on that one and just let it take it right in. And we got all pass, and that's what we're after. And now we have plenty of assist. We can steer it with our pinky. So now we're just going to try to take out, not that light, we're going to get rid of that. But we're going, we know the engine's on, we know the door's ajar. We're going to try to take care of that light right there. But what I was saying about, you know, mechanics nowadays, I mean, those days in the past are long gone. If you forget about it, never to return. So anybody looking to get into the field now, you got to really be able to manipulate scan tools and be comfortable with the internet and all that stuff. And you know, if you're watching YouTube videos, I'm pretty sure you're comfortable with the internet. So, all right. Now let's do this thing here. So I got the engine running because it's a million degrees out here. So we'll turn the key on, off, on, off, on. Hit the brake pedal, off, on, off, on, off, on. The horn honks, and it should tell us to train the tire. And, yeah, train left front tire. So we're going to take this girl, and we're going to try to train it. We'll just hold this up against the sidewall and press this little button. The horn honk is good, as it took. Now this one's got a different valve cap on it, so this may be our problem child here. But it took, it's a good thing. And that one took quick. That one took. Now we say training complete. Turn the key off, crank it back up again, and all the lights are out except for the low fuel. So we're good to go. And you know, this is a good customer of ours. I'm not going to charge him for that. He could probably take care of it on his own eventually. He's got some pretty capable people at his shop. But you know, it's nice when they come and pay a big bill and they leave out. It's nice to not have any lights on. That, especially if they brought it in and they knew the light was on. You know, I could have been like, "Hey, your tire light's on." Yeah, we know about that. We'll deal with that later. And then they come pick it up and it's fixed. And you know, it's just a nice surprise, and it helps foster that relationship and keep a good working relationship with, you know, other shops in town. We all have to work together. It's not, you know, we're not trying to put people out of business and vice versa. Shops down the road, they do their thing, we do our thing. Sure, we're some competition with each other, but we also try to help each other. I mean, we all got to live in this world, and I try to help out anybody I can. That's why I teach. You know, that's why I got a YouTube channel. I mean, I like to share, and I'm getting long-winded. Anyway, appreciate you guys tuning in, and catch you later.